Dad's dad was what was he? A teamster. He drove horses for a good family. I don't know how rich they were, but yeah, it was his. I don't remember the name now that they call him, but a teamster. Anyhow, they lived not too far. Oh, I don't know, a ways from Mom's family, and one of Mom's sisters had married his Dad's brother, so that's how the family got to know each other. Dad was, like his brothers, were indentured out, and Dad's choice was a harness maker that he was indentured to. They did that, I think, to learn a trade, and they should do that here. I don't know if they paid him very little. If they did, it was very little, I guess. But Dad didn't want the military conscription, the draft. And he and the little boy got their heads to the other little boy, were having to hoe. I thought it was potatoes, but Mama says it was turnips they had to hoe for the owner. So they ran away to sea one day. I don't know where the second boy went, but Dad got on an old tub on the Baltic that was run by the captain and one crewmate. But they were so nice to him, he couldn't figure it out why they were so good to him. They gave him the bottom bunk. But he soon found out, in a storm, his bunk got wet, really wet, because the door didn't hold to. Or maybe there wasn't a door, who knows. But so they plied their trade there in the Baltic, and soon he jumped ship, as they say, at one of the ports they came into, and he got onto a German sailboat. And that was a bigger boat and a lot more to learn and do, and he's told us later on that when we asked him about it, we went to see the movie Mutiny on the Bounty, and we talked about things. And he said, he told us that within 6 weeks you'll learn to run up those ratlins barefoot. And you had to know all the ropes, what they did, and how to tie knots of various kinds. Oh, it was a tough life, too. But anyhow, he was on that boat. It was much better conditions, and he liked it better. But then he jumped ship at New York. He had a parrot by then. He went and worked for a circus. The circus robbed him of his money. So he went up north. I guess he took his parrot, I don't know. But worked on a farm in North New York, probably dairying, and learned to milk cows. So that's probably why he went dairying later on in his married life.
Do you know how long he was there?
But then he got on board an American vessel, and that was the best conditions of all. He went around the Horn twice, which is experience. They bet on shipboard. They bet each other. They bet one time he wouldn't. They were in some island, and there must have been snakes, because they had bet he wouldn't put this great big snake around his neck. Well, he did. Another time they bet him that he couldn't learn to walk on his hands up one end of the deck to the other in 2 weeks. He did.
Rolling sea.
Went to Japan, and one of the trips they must have run out of limes and lemons because they got scurvy and were holed up there with pay. He had a wonderful time in Japan for 6 months.